5 a.m.? Nah, because both guys are playing at the same time for the most part in the day, and well, hopefully that means we're seeing these guys at their very best in this ace match. So we do have here the red Zerg player for Team Acer. It is Bly. I was thinking like, well, you know, he made a comeback for sure, and that's all I can really say about it. Blue Zerg, on the other hand, though, went for a couple quick games there and went 1-1 in them. So now maybe he'll play a little more passively. We'll find out. It is the Blue Zerg on the upper right-hand side. For Brawl Esports, it is KiToO. But again, so much metagame can really come into this, guys, because you think, okay, this is game 7, right? Everyone's going to be on their best behavior. No cheese, no 10 pool Bane. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. It is all balls here. Balls to the wall here for Bly. He is not afraid. He is really, really not afraid. And I respect these people so much, because if it was me, I'd be like 14-14, but expanding. And then it's just like, I'll delay my eco just to stay safe because it's game 7. Everything's on the line. But Bly, he wants to go for the throat here with the 10 pool. Let's see if it's going to be with Banes or with speed. Of course, this was a team game. 10 pool speed, of course, very popular opening, but not so much in 1v1. And on top of that, we've seen Bly go for the Baneling Nest in on the Vonnie Research Station game. He's going to go for Baneling Nest again. Now, looking back on Vonnie Research Station, which was game number 4, that really awesome game for I hope you guys were able to see, it went horribly for Bly. It really did, because yeah, he got in some good kills on these drones of KiToO, and they winded up at the same number at the end. But the problem is KiToO had his queen, and with the inject was able to immediately rocket out to a 4-5 drone lead, and then he was able to get his expansion faster, and then of course you can sort of figure out the rest from there, right? And KiToO had such a fantastic lead, but then of course the bad engagement really doomed him. So, this game, let's see if there will be a different result. Right now, a few lings out here for KiToO, having opened 14-14. He himself on edge, being a little concerned about something like this being possible from Bly. He's got a spine on the way here. That's going to be a major difference than the Vonnie Research Station game, which KiToO managed to survive and get a lead in without having a spine. So I'd have to think that this can only, be even better for the dude. As right now we have lings going at it on both ends. 5 lings for KiToO, 9 from Bly, as Bly is continuing to make rallying some reinforcements over. So, if you're KiToO, you don't necessarily have to feel like you need to engage the lings of Bly off creep away from your spine or your queen. But I think the proactiveness of KiToO here is just to make it so that Bly can't start morphing Banes. Because if Bly starts morphing Banes while KiToO is attacking, then Bly is giving up the ling lead. So KiToO is just trying to stay aggressive with his lings in his defense to make sure, of course, that doesn't happen. And then if Bly can't make Banes to, really get his attack off, then, well, it will be a failed all-in, right? Now, the thing is Bly has droned up to 14. Okay, he has since droned up to 14, didn't fully commit to that. KiToO staying on 14 wants to counter now. The only thing is he doesn't have Banes. Bly has the ability to make them. He's going to start on one right now because he knows he needs to defend, and he is lacking some firepower at the moment here. But he does have Defender's Advantage. That's going to be big once the Bane pops. Then KiToO is going to have to be really careful with his micro, and that may just be enough for Bly to hang on here. We're seeing a lot of early game activity from both guys here in this game 7. Oh, that Bane venturing so close to KiToO needs to back off. Of course, it's easier said than done. Oh, why doesn't he just split off a ling there to set it off? Again, easier said than done. And KiToO gets it. He gets the kill on that Bane. That's huge. But there's still 2 more. KiToO needs to be aware of that. He's going to back off with his lings right now. Oh, man. 1 blast too many can lead to death for either player. That's just how these Ling Bang games go. And KiToO gonna back off now. Actually, no, he's going around the right side. He's trying to, you know, juke out his opponent here. Double back as he is now going to head back to the natural of Bly, as the Lings of Bly are all the way on the side of the map. But hey, look at this. 2 queens blocking the ramp. And Bly is going to be safe from that. And now Bly is going to send his Lings in to the natural. This is one thing, too, that's... Oh, actually, there is no natural just yet. The creep has reached out here, which is good for KiToO. And he's moved his spines down as well. So now he's going to try to secure this this expansion. So long as he can do that, he'll be buying himself a possible economic lead here. And now one thing I want to keep an eye out for is creep spread, because I've mentioned the last few games, you know, Bly not necessarily being that great about it. And it was hard to really tell if it was necessarily because he was negligent or if he just couldn't afford it. But now that he has 3 queens on 1 base, he better be spreading that creep, or I'm gonna be saying something about it. Not that he really cares, because he has more important things to worry about than what the caster's saying, right? But yeah, he's got some things to worry about. For starters, he's still on 1 base. He has yet to secure his natural. He's going to work on it now and take it. But KiToO's is just about finished. And KiToO's also getting a Roach Warren as well. He's also added on to his drone count. He's leading right now by 6, and that's not going to change if Bly doesn't do something, because he's fallen behind in production facility now. So we're going to see Bly here move that spine down as the creep is starting to push out of that main base. Ooh, those banelings almost... Oh, man. The move command. Usually people say never move anywhere with move command. Always do A click. But imagine in that scenario, had KiToO just A moved right past all of that. Oh, man. That's one of the few times where you can say, thank God he did a move command, right? Absolutely. So now we're going to see KiToO start droning up on these 2 bases, getting the lair, and he's ahead in the lair as well. Somehow, some way, KiToO has just been able to squeeze out a lead in everything once again. Familiar spot. I mean, to be honest with you, you know, in these 6 games, yes, the score is 3-3, but I think it's safe to say, I'm pretty sure those of you in the peanut gallery who have been watching this whole series can say that KiToO has, for the most part, outplayed Bly this series. I really think he has. He's gotten himself really great leads early game, and you know, getting benefits and advantages in economy as well as tech and bases. And really, it just comes down to, you know, game 4 with the poor engagement and whatnot. But, you know, if you're Bly, what does it matter about the details? A win is a win. So, you know, here the key thing is, if you have that advantage, to really be able to make use of it. That's something that KiToO needs to be able to do here in Game 7 to not have another letdown like on Rovani Research Station. So right here we're going to see diverging paths as far as tech. Spire being down for Bly and about 30% done. Taking a look at KiToO, like I said earlier, he's been armed with Roach Warren. He's actually going to invest in it. He wants to really make the roaches work. Because Bly has a Roach Warren as well, but he made that just as a part of a natural progression in tech, just in case he needed to make the roaches to defend if an attack was coming soon. But really, his plan is to go with Spire. That's kind of his thing. He wants to have the air advantage. So, you know, last time we saw this play out, it was on Infernal Pools, and it didn't really work well for KiToO. KiToO, his roach counter didn't work. He had to change course, go into mutas, a fair bit behind Bly, and then, of course, he lost a bunch of them at his third. So, I mean, not to say that's necessarily going to happen again, but something to keep in mind as we are seeing something similar perhaps play out here. 8 mutas coming right now for Bly, and the clock is ticking on KiToO right now to do something with these roaches. Now, the thing is even if the mutas are out, and yes, the roaches can't do a single thing about it, the roaches have a lot of DPS to them. They're pretty beefy. It takes time for mutas to wear them down. So if KiToO goes for one big push, he can potentially take out a lot of stuff before the mutas can clean everything up. But he has to make that move soon. the time is going to run out on him if he doesn't move over. And he's going to bring some queens with him as well. Transfuse on that first queen. The rest of the queens arrive as well, and that is undoubtedly going to be, what KiToO is going to use to help him against the Mutas. But, of course, the queens are really, really slow. So, I mean, it looks like KiToO's even going to choose to back off here. He doesn't want to come in anymore now. He's going to go back onto his creep, and, a few minutes ago, I was like, let's keep an eye on everyone's creep, and KiToO for sure cares a lot more about it than Bly. I'll just leave it at that. Halfway through the map at 14 minutes. Third base from KiToO right now being surrounded by Lings, and there's nothing here to save it. What KiToO has is too darn slow to get back over there, and he's going to lose that base. So that is a good pickup by Bly as these queens are now arriving. Every time the queens arrive, the mutas can just, back off a little bit and still find angles to attack these roaches. KiToO's struggling to make something happen with this composition right now, as he is trying to slowly walk these queens onto the creep of Bly. And once they do, then, of course, everything changes, right? There you go. Oh, man. Now, we're going to see potentially an engagement here. Queens, of course, lower in number than the mutas, but the transfuses ideally keep them as cost-effective as possible. KiToO moving into this base. A lot of spines, really a lot of spines. Transfuses going everywhere, but the energy runs out quick when there's this much DPS in this defense. But is this enough mutas, though, to clean up the roaches before the damage is done? There's still a lot of spines over here. The queens are starting to wear down a number. Some banes unload on the roaches of KiToO. KiToO does have +1 attack, no carapace. So these roaches are now going to start to clean up the rest of the spines. And KiToO with that, there was a counter run by Bly into that main base. And that's it. That's GG. And Bly down 0-2. For the most part, not looking as strong in these games. But you know what? Winning where he needed to. And that's it. We have our champion, guys. I mean, it's all about, what you do with that lead you earn. And it seems that Bly just makes the better decision going forward when he's behind. And we see in the second game now him making that smarter tech decision. And there we have it. We have our champion, guys. So Bly, first place winner of RSL Season 2, is going to go home with $225 or stay home with $225. This is an online tournament, so he's probably already home. But KiToO, man, got to hand it to him. He really gave Bly a run for his money. He's going to have a $125 prize as the runner-up and a chance in Season 3 seeding into immediately the playoff round to maybe exact his revenge. But, coming into this, he was the underdog. Bly being a European Premier player for many seasons on Team Acer, which is, of course, a Premier team when it comes to StarCraft. KiToO, man, really gave Bly a scare, I have to say. But ultimately, congratulations to Bly, and we might be hearing from him in a bit, as we should do an interview with him, I think. Let's see. But, man, that was a pretty crazy back-and-forth ZVZ game. So hope you guys really enjoyed it, man. Let's see if there is going to be an interview. It is late where Bly is. So if he's feeling a little tired, I don't know. But we did hear from him yesterday after defeating Peely Peely. We'll find out. But, man, this was a truly enjoyable finals. Going into it, everyone has their preconceived notions about ZVZ. It's another mirror matchup, so boring, but not at all. These games did not disappoint. And yes, Bly is going to be joining us, so he's joining the call right now, and we're going to get to hear from him, the champion, Team Acer's Bly. Bly, my man, congratulations on your victory here in 7 games, and how are you feeling right now? Tired.
Tired, sleepy, yeah. I wasn't expecting, as you saw it before, I guess, I typed in chat that I didn't use it. It's at this time, I was sure that it's later, so I was gonna sleep, then play a bit of another tournament and then sleep again, but then really, I have to play now. So, if I would use it it before, maybe I just don't go sleep and I don't know, drink some coffee, because the first two games was like really terrible by me, like really bad. I was
Yeah.
it's just my sloppiness, you know.
Hmm. But I think if I'm not mistaken, you have a lot of experience in these online cups, and being down 0-2, how hard is it for you, or how familiar is it for you to kind of have the confidence and the poise to just come back from that?
Actually, when we played on Vani,
Hmm.
and I missed my banelings and links, and I did almost no damage. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I lost.
Hmm.
And then I tried to come back, and it was just magnificent. Those fun goals. I mean, overall, I think I won Vani because he wasn't making any upgrades for links, which is the most important thing in the world of spars, spines, links, infraster, and muta. Like
Hmm.
the links upgrade is the most important. So in this moment, when I throw my bellings and links and did almost no damage,
Hmm.
uh, I felt extremely bad. I was like, okay, I rip, yeah, for sure. Like, I almost had no hope for my win, actually.
Yeah. In that game 4, we were all just so nervous for you, but
Uh, yeah.
how did you?
Last game was kinda. I mean, after 3-3 and game number 7, and I go all in with 10-10, and I face 14-14, which
Yeah.
is a perfect blind counter, which nobody
Yeah.
does. Like on Expedition Lost, nobody does it, because normally you don't do it because it's bad.
Hmm.
Versus Hatch first, you lose. Versus Pull first, just drones, you lose. So it was a perfect blind counter by him, but then he just, I don't know why he just throws the game.
Yeah, it seems like in both of those games, KiToO had the early advantage, but he
Yeah,
just couldn't quite take advantage of it.
I mean, he had counter build from the start, from the beginning, which is
Yeah.
it's always like this in the VZ. It's rock paper scissors.
Hmm.
The difference
Yeah.
between pull first and hedge first is not that
Hmm.
big.
Hmm.
Uh, but the difference between hedge first and 10-10 is extremely big. It's it's like really hard to defense if you go hedge first, and then even though if you go hedge first then guess then pull, it's just over. You just cannot win. So as he played like about 3 games hedge first, or even 4, I was like, okay, I might do it. Why not? $100, it's not a big difference. No, it's big, yeah, but still, like, I have a balls of steel, I don't care. And I just go. And then I face it, I come with overlord, I see no X, and I was like, oh my gosh. At some point at the end of the game, my links run by, I just shift click like all over the map and then go to his main, and it worked. And I had enough of mutas to clean up the queens. So overall, it was really hard. I wasn't
Oh.
expecting it to be so hard. Maybe, of course, he's playing good, but I feel like first 2 games I was kinda sleepy. I
Hmm.
played really bad, like really bad.
Yeah. Well, you guys put on a great show for us today, and you were able to, of course, you're now the champion of RSL. Can we expect to see you back for season 3?
Of course, sure. Why
All
not?
right.
And by the way, I hope the time will be as same as today. It's perfect.
Yeah, and you winning 4-3, I would say is pretty perfect too. So again, Bly,
Yeah,
congratulations, and
thank you.
thanks for being a part of this, and hope you enjoy your prize.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. So there you have it, man. Our champion for RSL Season 2, Acer Bly. And man, that was a great series of games we just watched. So I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And I hope we can see you back here for Season 3 too and see Bly try to defend his crown. So please follow here on twitch.tv/RSLSC2 as well as at RSLSC2, especially if you're interested in playing as well, because the qualifiers are open to the public. And as far as me, if you're wondering who I am, I'm Droopy. I'm the official caster for Team Gravity, and it's been a pleasure of mine to bring to you guys all these RSL games, and I hope you've enjoyed the casting. If you did, please follow me at DroopyTown on Twitter, as well as twitch.tv/DroopyTown. Otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, and thank you for watching.